Welcome to the world of Marissa Marchand channel. A weekly serialized story full of heartfelt moments and relatable characters that will capture audiences' attention. Coming to America, The Journey, Part 7. High School Days, Part 3. Love was in the air as my friends celebrated new relationships. Their dates often involved going to drive-in movies, attending school dances, or hanging out at local diners. It was a magical time for them, reminiscent of a scene from a romantic movie. I couldn't understand why their parents permitted them to date, and I could not visit the mall on weekends without my siblings. I often envied my friends' freedom, wishing I could experience the same adventures and romances they talked about. My mother was strict, always emphasizing the importance of focusing on my studies and responsibilities at home. Despite this, I held on to the hope that one day I would also explore the world beyond our front door. 17 was a complicated age for me, caught between the desire for independence and the expectations placed upon me at home. I watched my friends live out the teenage experiences I wanted. I dreamed that one day I could join them on their adventures. However, as I soon found out later on, sometimes wishing for something was a bad idea. I was completely unaware of the upcoming changes that would affect my life and alter my perspective. Christmas was fast approaching, and anticipation of the holiday season filled the air as students prepared for winter break. My friends planned to ditch school on our last day of school and visit the Ala Moana shopping center. The trip was a chance to have fun and enjoy each other's company, away from the usual school routine. They invited me to join them on this thrilling adventure. Everyone in our group confirmed their attendance. It seemed like the perfect opportunity to break free, even if just for a day. I did the unexpected. It was time to rebel against my mother's strict rules. 1 week before our planned trip, my brother Dante asked me to join him for a run in the park. However, I didn't have my sneakers with me. I left them in my school locker. Okay, I replied, slipping on my slippers and dashing to my friend Leilani's home a few houses down our street. I called her name as I approached her front door. After a moment, Leilani answered with a bright smile. I told her my plan for the night and asked if I could borrow her running shoes. She said it was fine. Leilani disappeared into her house, leaving me on the doorstep with anticipation. I could hear her footsteps shuffle through her things. As I waited outside, I looked around and saw a man on the porch next door, watching me with mild curiosity. His presence made me feel self-conscious, and I shifted my weight, hoping Leilani would return quickly with the shoes. A few moments later, she returned with sneakers. "These should fit you just fine," she said, handing them over with a grin. I took them from her hand and thanked her before joining Dante for our run. As we jogged through the park, I enjoyed the crisp evening air and the rhythmic sound of our footsteps. The mouth-watering aroma of dinner cooking in the kitchen welcomed us home after our invigorating run. We sat down at the table with our parents, who had prepared a delicious meal for the evening. Loida, Tessie, Edith, and I were in our room resting when the phone rang. I picked up the receiver and greeted the caller. The call was for me. He said his name was Junior, and he wanted to be friends with me. Just as we did in the past, my sisters and I played pranks on this poor individual. I passed the phone around to my sisters, and they pretended to be me. They mimicked my voice so convincingly that Junior seemed fooled, not realizing he was speaking to a different me each time. As the charade continued, we struggled to hold back our laughter, stifling and giggling. We all collapsed on the bed laughing, unable to contain ourselves. Junior had no clue we tricked him. Finally, we ended the prank. It turned out that Junior was the same guy who watched me from his porch earlier. He was visiting his grandfather at the time. Leilani's house was owned by Junior's grandpa, who rented it to them. He asked Leilani for my phone number when he saw me. Junior's voice had a distinct Hawaiian pidgin accent, making our conversations amusing and endearing.
You the one I saw at Leilani's place, yeah? I like talk story with you.
He said with ease. He frequently used the word "lie dot," a fusion of like and that, at the end of each sentence, or de kind, that kind. It was a way of expressing yourself when you cannot remember something, like a person's name, some event, a feeling, or a mutually familiar. I laughed at his choice of words, enjoying his unique charm. Yeah, that was me lie dot, I replied, adopting his playful style. He chuckled on the other end, and we continued our conversation, interspersed with the occasional a decline. Junior called me every night after that, and our chats became routine. However, the moment he told me he would visit me at home, I panicked. He discovered one of my pet peeves. My sisters had never had suitors visit them before. In fact, even my brothers, Dante and June, had never brought a girl into the house. It meant they were also afraid of our mom. So, the thought of Junior coming over made me extremely anxious. Mom had the knack of scaring people away, let alone potential suitors, with her protective demeanor. The image I had in my head was of her meeting Junior at the door with a stern look and sending him on his way. Junior's insistence and my concern about how his encounter with my mom would pan out prompted me to agree and meet him at Leilani's. It was unclear to me why I acted so impulsively. I guess I was trying to protect him from embarrassment or maybe myself. Despite our nightly talks, he was still a stranger to me. At 17, I was still a child, and I didn't always make the most rational decisions. I bribed Edith with ice cream at the Tsumoto store to get her to come with me. Leilani and her sisters welcomed us to their home. Junior was already there and greeted us with a warm smile. Our conversation flowed easily, just like our phone calls. His Hawaiian pidgin accent added a playful rhythm to our exchange. We stayed only a few minutes before Mom discovered our disappearance. Leilani likely informed Junior about our scheduled ditch day excursion to Ala Moana, because he suggested we meet afterward so he could drive me home. Again, I had no idea how he persuaded me to agree. It all happened so fast that I couldn't react. On the morning of our outing, the bus was full of laughter and chatter as my friends and I headed to the Ala Moana shopping center. We were all excited, chatting about the stores we wanted to visit and the gifts we hoped to buy. The thought of wandering through the bustling mall with its festive decorations and cheerful music filled me with joy and freedom. We were all teens being goofy, snapping silly photos and making each other laugh at every opportunity. It was a welcome escape from home, and I couldn't wait to spend the day laughing and making memories with my friends. We spent the day browsing through stores and trying on outfits we'd never buy. The food court was bustling with people, and we grabbed lunch at Patty's Chinese Kitchen, each choosing our favorite dishes. As we sat together, talking and laughing, I felt a sense of belonging I had never experienced before. Freedom was exhilarating, a taste of independence I craved. For a few precious hours, I forgot about my worries at home and enjoyed being a teenager. Soon, it was time to leave. Some of my friends took the bus home while others waited for their boyfriends to pick them up. I looked at the time and realized it was almost time to meet Junior. Excitement coursed through me as I bid farewell to my friends. I made my way to the designated meeting spot, a mixture of excitement and nervousness swirling in my stomach. Junior was already there, leaning casually in his Ford Pinto. He waved as soon as he saw me, and his grin was infectious.
Ready for the ride home?
He asked, opening the passenger door for me. We enjoyed a car ride full of laughter and conversation. Junior dropped me off at the Tsumoto store so Mom wouldn't see us. I appreciated him driving me from Honolulu to Waipahu and back again just to get me home. I waved at him as he drove away. It was a good day that ended with a smile on my face. My first time hanging out with friends and having a boy take me home was priceless. I knew this would be the first of many outings with my friends, and I couldn't wait for the next one. Rebellion was a step I'm glad I took. Otherwise, I would have missed out on all the fun and exciting memories I had. As I walked home, a twinge of guilt crept in, knowing I had hidden my day from my parents. I worried about what they would think if they found out, but the thrill of independence overshadowed my concerns. Despite the guilt, I couldn't help but cherish the freedom and happiness I had felt that day. As he promised, Junior called me that night. We chatted for a while before hanging up. However, I might have missed something during our conversation. I didn't understand how fast our relationship developed, and we became an instant couple just from that one ride home. In the end, my rebellious behavior backfired and I paid a high price for it. Tune in next week to see how this exciting story continues from Marissa Marchand channel. Please check out my channel trailer video to learn more about the exciting content you can expect from my channel. Your support means the world to me. I write young adult, new adult, and middle grade fiction. For more information about my work, visit marissamarchand.com. Don't forget to watch my other videos. Thank you.